Hi, Scorpio. Thank you for your patience for this January 2021 reading. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope this energy isn't being too crazy for you. I'm doing a reading on the 5th of January, and we're in the last degree of Mars and Aries right now. And it's really stressful, and you guys are probably feeling this as it ingresses into Taurus tomorrow. You guys will start to see this in your relationships. You'll start to see Mars playing out in your relationships. You may feel like putting yourself out there a little more. Your libido is going to be a little bit higher during this time. Mars will be in Taurus for a couple of months. So this might be a really good time for you to shoot your shot. If there's a special person that you want to say something to, Mars in Taurus might be the good time for you to do it. Don't really pay attention to the X's though, because we're moving into a time where Mercury retrograde is going to be in its pre-shadow period in about a week. And with that, coupled with Mars, X's can come back right and left, right? So be very, very cautious of that. Your family life is really in the spotlight for the next couple of years, actually, with Saturn in Aquarius. So Saturn in Aquarius for you guys is going to be more of learning how to find your safety net within yourself. It's going to be a very inward process, even though Aquarius is like humanity and community. You have to find your own safe space inside. That's just how Scorpios work. Like you won't feel safe in the masses if you don't feel safe inside first. So that's why you have all that armor. Like, you're not letting anybody buy that, right? That's why you have the stinger. You're not letting anybody pass that. So Saturn is going to show you. Saturn is going to teach you in the next couple of years how to move within that safe space, and how your environment probably doesn't necessarily define your safety. That's going to be a really interesting lesson that you guys are going to learn. Libras just got done learning that lesson. So if you have any Libra friends, especially Libra rising friends, ask them how that worked out for them. For example, like I'm a Libra rising, and 3 years ago when Saturn went into Capricorn, I immediately went on like a 3-year frenzy of where am I going to live? What am I doing here? Where am I going here? Like it was just up in the air for 3 years about like my environment, my environmental factors. So I really had to find that safe space within myself and know that that's where my home is. So that's what Saturn's going to teach you while it's in Aquarius for the next couple of years. Mercury is moving into Aquarius too. So a lot of talking around the family and home life, and finding that safe zone, I think, for you guys in a really big way. Some of you might even think about moving. Maybe your values, the way that you see what safety and what home life looks like is going to be completely different. And you guys want to move because Jupiter is going to be there too. So it's going to be expanding. The other thing I noticed being just kind of giving you guys tips for this Saturn, where it is for you. One of the other things I noticed as a Libra rising with Saturn in Capricorn in my 4th house, Jupiter, with Jupiter in my 4th house, I was hungrier than I normally am. It's almost like it expands all of you. So really interesting energy. So watch for that. You guys may feel already like you're a little bit hungrier than you have been in the past, or you have been as of recent. So that was something that I noticed like right when Jupiter moved into Capricorn. So interesting. Anyways, let's look at the cards. I know. I always like to tell Scorpios how, like, when we have big transits like that, as it shifts, just because, being a Libra rising, I know what's coming for you guys. And I know that it's going to be a sort of a different kind of energy because it's Earth versus air, Saturn being an Earth versus Saturn being an air, but it's still kind of the same concept. Learning how to, and it may even be like learning how to connect with the people in your family a little bit more as well. If you feel like fighting this month, probably not a good idea. as Mercury does go into retrograde, there might be some opportunities where you're recognizing that you don't want to be a part of the argument anymore. You don't want to be a part of the fight. You want to have a little bit more peace, and that may be something that you're really paying attention to manifesting in January in a really big way. So, whoa, that almost... So really paying attention to where you're giving your energy, and not necessarily, like, don't, man, how do I want to put this? Don't take the bait, Scorpio. Don't take the bait. If there are arguments that are coming for you, don't take that bait, because it really is something, like, your energy is going to be so much more best spent on things that are not trying to manipulate you into a certain situation or a certain mindset. It's time to release the past also in a really, really big way. So we have the 5 of Wands, we have the 8 of Cups, we have the Magician, 6 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. I feel like there's something, it's probably just like sparklies in my hair. Okay. Don't fight, you guys, seriously. Like, the 5 of Wands and the 8 of Cups, don't fight. There's really no reason to get yourself in a situation where you're arguing and you're spending all of your energy, because you have a lot of things. I mean, like, it's time to release the things from the past so you can start manifesting things into the future. Speaking of manifesting, if you guys missed the manifesting workshop in November and December, we're doing it again on January 30th. And this month, it really, really feels like you guys are trying to stay away from the argument, stay away from the fights, and get settled into a new kind of game, right? Like a new kind of hustle and a new kind of game. The energy that you're putting into the past and releasing the past, we can see it, right? We can see the energy, but don't allow yourself to do the pity party thing. That 5 of Cups is like, because the 6 of Pentacles is asking you where you're placing your energy. Are you placing it in manifesting a beautiful future, right? 10 of Cups is the last card here. So with that Magician there, are you manifesting the 10 of Cups, or are you focusing on the things that you've lost? Are you focusing on the things that you've had to let go of? Are you focusing on the stuff that you clearly know is not good for you? And so moving on, right? We're future forward momentum. That is Saturn in Aquarius, future forward momentum. Let's see what the 5 of Wands is, because I do feel like the argument is probably not worth it. If you're dealing with a Libra or a Taurus, I feel like there's an apology that's needed from a Libra or a Taurus, or it could even be your mom with the Empress. So we have an Empress on the Page of Cups. Either you need to apologize to them or they need to apologize to you for the words that were said. I feel like these were really angry words. I feel like they were probably said in anger. They were probably said without thinking first. So there's some kind of apology there. The interesting thing is 8 of Cups is like you're trying to detach from what happened. You're trying to detach from the argument. You're trying to detach from the chaos of that situation, the peanut gallery, right? You're trying to be mature within your emotions. Now, if this is an Aries that we're talking about, you're walking away from that Aries, but I think that this is more, Scorpio, I think this is more about you trying to have that emotional maturity. Now, I don't want you to mask your feelings, though. A lot of times within that Scorpio energy, we want to hide away, right? And that's what I said, like, you guys are so much stronger. That's why you have the armor. That's why you have the stinger, right? You want to protect yourself. So you want to find that safe space within first, because that's where the protection is. And so there's definitely an energy in the air of you guys kind of like owning up to some things. And then in a very mature way, walking away from the shit that's no longer serving you. You're like, I don't resonate with this anymore. I'm done. Sorry, there's something like in my eye. That's really, whatever. Once this happens, then you feel that emotional maturity. You feel that sort of like an emotional leveling up in a way. You're ready to start manifesting some things and creating some gains for yourself, like getting that money bag, getting that new house, getting that new car, getting that new job, whatever it is that you want to create and manifest. There's sort of a freedom within all of this after you release some negative emotional energy. Remember, you guys, words are magic. So that Page of Wands on the Magician, the Page of Wands is like, he's the one that has the message. He's the one that's bringing the message to everybody, right? So when you are speaking, when you're thinking, really, really pay attention to the words that you're using. We don't want to use negatives, because even negatives can manifest into more negatives. So that's why we want to use the positive language, like, you know, really saying how much gratitude you have for the present moment and how you really would like to see the beauty unfold for your best and highest good within the future, and that love actually exists. And being really positive about stuff instead of going to the negative and sitting within those negative thoughts, that's going to be a lot better for you, a lot more freeing and a lot better for you. When you catch yourself being negative about things, you can stop that immediately, or you can just be like I always cancel things. Like if I say something and I'm like, oh man, I did not mean that. I don't want that to manifest into my life. I cancel it out, right? So like just really making sure that the words that you're saying and the words that you're even thinking, because we can manifest negative on top of negative if we're not paying attention to what we're thinking and saying. So being really extra aware, and your energy is going to be best spent in a divine timing kind of way. So really allow yourself to focus on the shift of the energy. And when you're creating that shift for yourself, you're going to see the positive momentum moving forward, moving on, pushing you forward in new directions and new ways. Just be very careful. Sorry, my allergies are really, there's so much. The Five of Cups, be very careful to not sit in the things that you lost. That stuff that had to fall by the wayside, it's just because it wasn't serving you. And a lot of times we have to kind of come to that aha moment, right? Which you guys are going to come to that aha moment, that these arguments and this stuff from the past and all of those things that you're having to walk away from now, they just weren't helping you anymore. They were hindering your progress. They were hindering the process and moving forward and like all of the things, right? So that Ace of Swords on the Five of Cups is the universe saying, but wait, before you get too sad, really look at what you have in front of you now, because there's a lot of beautiful, good things that are coming up for you guys in the future. But you see what I mean? A lot of beautiful, good things coming for you guys. 10 of Cups in the future. But if you're still hanging on to all of those emotional baggage, bullshit, things from the past, situations, relationships, situationships, like whatever it is for you, it's going to be a lot more difficult to move in new ways. See what I mean? The Tower is at the bottom of the deck. So we have the 5 of Swords and the 3 of Cups on the 10 of Cups. And here's the thing. Now, if you have some kind of idea that somebody is stepping out on you, Scorpio, then I want you to bring that up, because ignoring the red flag with that 3 of Cups there on and the 5 of Swords on the 10 of Cups, it's almost as if you really saw a beautiful, amazing future for yourself, and then all of a sudden, now this could be, the 5 of Swords could be paranoia too. The 5 of Swords a lot of times is us lying to ourselves, and by you lying to yourself and thinking that people are up to no good, even if they're not up to, it's almost as if you're like making the stories up in your mind because of things that happened in the past, right? And that's what we have to release. We have to release those triggers that we cause for ourselves. It may not even be that somebody else is causing that trigger for you. Like all of those things that your ego is telling you, all of the ways you're not good enough, all of like, why would this person love you? Why would this person do this? Why would this person do that? Why would they be good to you? Why would they, all of those things that you're telling yourself, you can easily sabotage that 10 of Cups, but you're on a path right now that can really project you into a positive future. You just have to believe that it's possible. You have to believe that it even exists. I know sometimes it's really difficult to do that, but it does feel like you've been betrayed in some way, and maybe not even betrayed now, but because you were betrayed in the past, all of those emotions, all of those feelings are kind of like coming back up for you and creating a lot of Tower moments because you're holding on to it, right? So we have the Tower and the 4 of Pentacles. This is, for you guys, this is about a belief system that needs to crumble. Whatever it was that made you believe in the past that you weren't worthy, that you weren't acceptable, whoever said that you weren't good enough, whoever made you feel like you were less than who you are. And maybe it wasn't a person, maybe it was a situation. Maybe it was just you. Maybe that's just part of who you are. And now it's time to dig yourself out of that kind of belief and dig yourself out of those lies that you keep telling yourself over and over and over again, because they're not true, And then we have, and once you release that, then the energy can flow, right? This 4 of Pentacles is very stifling. So once you release that, there's this flow, this universal flow that will help rebuild things for you. And it's coming in the shape of an Ace of Wands, the World, and the 4 of Wands. And then we have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. And then there you guys are. So really going inward. This is what I was talking about, feeling safe within your own sense of stability within yourself, right? Inside, holding up your own boundaries, feeling really, really safe inside. This is an opportunity for you to not be dependent on other people to make you feel better and to define your own emotions, right? Like this is about you defining your own emotions, finding your own passion. And there were some cycles that had to end in order for you to move into this new energy. And now you're ready to go. And now it's going to catapult you forward in a lot of really, really amazing ways. So there's this rebuilding that you're going to be doing in January after a time where things had to just fall apart. Things had to crumble. But now we're building up something that's much stronger, something that's safer and stronger within. And so allowing your own alone time, right? Building those healthy, loving boundaries. What does a healthy, loving boundary look like? So boundaries, when you look at somebody and you say, I don't accept being spoken to in that way. Like, I really enjoy the conversations that we have, but I'm not going to allow you to speak to me like that. That's a healthy, loving boundary. Because you're not telling the person they're a bad person. You're just saying, choose different words. I really enjoy the time that we spend together. Could you be a little bit more punctual? I know that's such a Virgo boundary that I just said to you guys. You guys can be that way too, though. Let's be real and honest with each other. We are not lying here. This is not about lying to each other to make us feel better. This is about telling the truth, because we all know we can be a little bit toxic sometimes, right? All right, you guys. So I have 20% off readings until midnight Central Standard Time on January 8th. You can get that information in the description box. Just use the code FEARLESS20. You can get 20% off astrology and tarot readings. After this 20% off, I'm going to be scaling back on doing readings. And so this is kind of your last opportunity. If you'd like to get a reading with me, astrology reading or tarot reading, now really is the time to do it. I'm also offering a whole bunch of classes coming up. We have the Manifesting 101 class that's coming, and that's on January 30th. And then we have the Divine Feminine Masterclass that's happening in February. All of that information is on my website. The information is in the description box below. I hope you guys are having a wonderful January already. And if you're wondering where all of the forecast, the 6-month forecast readings for 2021 are, they will be posted on the membership. So if you are not a member yet, but you would like to see what the forecast will be for 2021, you can go over there. I will be finishing those up in the next couple of days. I believe they'll be the next couple of days. So that's that opportunity. You can join by clicking the join button, or you can go to Patreon, and all of that information is in the description box too. I love you guys. Have a wonderful January. I will see you soon. Bye.